who is bound to get on the scoreboard with all the chances he's is Stephen Leach. Has not scored a goal this season, yet the other night had 6 shots, hit the goal post on an empty net try, but he is getting his chances. Stephen Leach has been working very, very hard. If that doesn't carry over tonight's game, all he's got to do is look over the Hartford bench and see his older brother Jay over there. Now, knowing how Leach is such a hitter, he's bound to want to play even better in front of his brother Jay, and I would think that this should be a big night for Leach, who feels he is due any time, and I think the Capitals feel that way because he has been producing and hustling. Actually, he's been getting more scoring chances than David Christian, which is the ultimate in good news, bad news situations for the Caps.
I thought Leach had his best game of the season against Minnesota on Tuesday. Maybe tonight will be an even better performance for Stephen Leach. Well, we've got both the Capitals and the Hartford Whalers ready to go here at the Capitol Center. They're lining up at their respective blue lines. We're all set for the play-by-play of tonight's game, but first we'll have the national anthem, and for that we turn you over now to our public address announcer, Marv Brooks.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise and join Glenn Cunningham in singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Refereeing tonight's game will be Bob Myers. The linesmen are Gord Brossiker and Leon Stickle. Starting in goal tonight for the Hartford Whalers, a former member of the Washington Capitals organization. His name is Peter Sidorkiewicz. He is 2-2-1 in 5 games this year, 304 minutes, 15 goals against, a 2.96 average, no shutouts. Mike Liut will back him up. The Capitals again turn to Clint Malarchuk. 4-7-2 on the season in 14 games, 780 minutes with 42 goals against, no shutouts and a 3.23 average. He'll be backed up by Pete Peters. Gustafson at center ice with Gartner on the right wing and Ivan Korovo on the left. Stevens and Murphy are back defensively. The Whalers get the draw. Former Capital Grant Jennings sends it off the stick of Gartner into the crowd and out of play. Jennings is paired with Ulf Samuelsson back on defense. The Whalers starting line has Sylvain Turgeon on the left wing, Ron Francis at center, and over on the right wing, newcomer Scott Young. Gustafson against Francis. This time Gustafson takes the face-off, and Murphy drives it back inside the Whalers zone. At the blue line, Scott Stevens keeps it in. The puck cleared out to center ice. Here comes Ron Francis charging back across the line. He fires a shot that grazed the goalpost. Now out of the zone, and Samuelsson bumped hard by Ivan Korovo. And there's going to be a penalty call as Scott Stevens was spun around. It'll be holding, coming just 36 seconds into this hockey game. The penalty call is against Hartford, and Ulf Samuelsson is headed to the box.
And this should provide an interesting matchup. As you see the penalty, Scott Stevens coming through the neutral zone and hooked off the play as Samuelsson was caught a bit up high. The Capitals with the 4th best power play in the National Hockey League, and an amazing statistic for the Hartford Whalers. Pretty well overall, but they are far and away the best penalty killing team on the road. number one at 91.3%, 73.2% at home. It's amazing. They're the last at home, best on the road, and overall ranked 4th.
Well, it's interesting. What do you get when you throw out the 4th-ranked penalty killers against the 3rd-ranked power play? That should be good hockey. But on the other side, later on tonight, I'm sure we'll see the 17th-ranked shorthanded, that's the Capitals, and the 18th-ranked power play in the Whalers. So it should be fine as long as Washington's got the power play. We should see some real competition. The puck cleared all the way back inside the Capital zone, and Scott Stevens goes back to get it. Ulf Samuelsson serving out a holding penalty just 36 seconds into this game. Stevens drives it back inside the Whaler zone. Here's Gustafsson in the corner. Puts it back to Mike Ridley. Ridley back up the sideboards, and Gustafsson has the puck. At the side of the net, Ridley for Gartner right across the goal mouth, and he fans on his shot as he reached for that pass and swung the stick, but didn't make any connection with the puck. Now it's held by Sidorkiewicz, and play is stopped with 1:14 left in Samuelsson's call.
Gardner had been able to get the stick on it. Would have been a bang-bang play because this pass is really a rocket through the crease, but he is there in scoring position, and these are the sort of things that you want your big goal scorers to do. Get there and make that play. Mike Gartner also was set up just a little inside that face-off circle where Dale Hunter is in now moments before the penalty and couldn't pull the trigger either.
Here's Hatcher at the blue line. Now over to Courtnall in the corner. He puts it back for Hunter. The puck cleared out of the zone by Alain Cote, who sends it all the way down the ice. And Cote out here in a penalty, or Sylvain Cote, I beg your pardon, out here in a penalty-killing role. Back on defense, along with Randy Lattiser. Kerry Wilson's up front with Dean Evison. He fires a shot on net, and Ledyard is able to clear that rebound after Malarchuk makes the stop. Kevin Hatcher works to center ice. Dean Evison, another former Washington Capital, now playing with Hartford. In the corner, the puck centered. Right in front, there's Cote. Sylvain Cote clears it all the way down. The Whalers are noticeably short on the left wing side. And we may see Cote playing left wing later on tonight. But on this shift, he was playing defense. Courtnall is upended on a hit by Scott Kleinendorf. Here's Kleinendorf, number 18. Back to the Washington blue line. Kevin Hatcher leads it over to Ledyard. Ledyard to center, dumps it back into the corner. The Whalers now at full strength. Samuelsson's out of the box. No score. This game just almost 3 minutes old. The puck cleared to Ferraro. He starts to center ice. Now to Tippett. Dumps it back inside the Washington zone, and Malarchuk puts it behind the net. Langway is back to try and move it along and gets it ahead to Jeff Courtnall. Here comes Courtnall to the center line. Taken over by Dineen. The puck goes back into the Hartford zone, and Sidorkiewicz leaves it aside the goal. Cote back out on defense. Now for Tippett at center. Long shot picked aside by Malarchuk. Tippett gets his own rebound. Tries to feed Dineen. At the point, Cote a shot. That's deflected off the side of the net. Now Ferraro tries to dig it out of the corner. Bobby Gould up to Stephen Leach on the right wing. Sends it out to center ice to Franciscetti. Lou Franciscetti put down at the blue line by Randy Lattiser. And not many people knock Franciscetti down. So far, it's been the Whalers who are playing the aggressive role in this game. They're doing the hitting out there. Dave Christian sends it off the boards to center ice. Kerry Wilson dumps it ahead for McDermott. He throws it inside the Washington zone. Scott Stevens out of the corner. Now on the left wing for Kelly Miller. On the right wing to Dave Christian. Christian across the blue line, trying to get by. Tries to center in front. McDermott throws it behind the net. Here's Christian out of the corner. Over to Larry Murphy at the right point. A slap shot, a kick save made by Sidorkiewicz. And he covers, and now the puck pried loose and sent into the net. And the determining factor will be, was the whistle already blown? And Bob Myers is indicating that he had blown the whistle. I don't think the goal is going to count. Myers had already blown the whistle as Sidorkiewicz had held the puck. And I don't think the goal is going to count. They've disallowed it. There's a break in the action. The Capitals and the Whalers are scoreless.
Day after day, more people depend on Subaru wagons than any imported wagon in America. And with good reason. They're reliable and durable. fact, if Subaru didn't make your life easier,
Honey's dinner ready?
who would?
Up to $1,000 cash back from Subaru means a great deal on a great car.
Bob Myers was very emphatic, immediately waved off that goal. You can be the judge if this puck was frozen. Although the position of Myers, remember, he is down at that right corner. That is something you have to see. Kelly Miller's the guy who gets the stick on it initially, puts it in between the pads of Sidorkiewicz. Then he comes out and squeezes. Now, right there, Bob Myers has lost sight of it. You can almost guarantee that. So you can understand why he blew that whistle. He made no mistake about blowing it.
At the Hartford blue line, here's Samuelson ahead to Ron Francis. He gives to Turgeon. Tries to deke his way inside the zone, and a shot goes wide. Picked up now by Francis, the Whaler captain. Moves it rink wide. Grant Jennings tosses it behind the goal. Francis trying to chase Scott Stevens. Finally, Ridley moves ahead to center ice. Mike Ridley dekes his way across the line. Sidorkiewicz out of the net. Plays the puck to the corner. Ulf Samuelson sends it out to center. Stevens ahead for Miller. His drive right on. Sidorkiewicz the save. On the right wing, here comes Scott Young to center ice, and he dumps it back into the Washington zone. Both teams changing up the lines on the fly. There's no score. 14:45 left in the first period. Dave Tippett challenged by Larry Murphy. Ferraro gets a shot off, and now Ledyard takes it away. He feeds it ahead on the right wing for Gustafson. Gustafson across the blue line. Tries to get by Quenneville. Gartner to the corner. Jams up with Kleinendorst on the backboard. And now Ferraro's in to help dig it out. Corriveau gives him a bump. Gartner centers the puck. Corriveau fans on a shot attempt. Now Ferraro. Rink wide for Denis. Corriveau chases him back to the line. Dave Tippett comes in to pick it up. At center ice, Mike Gartner throws it back inside the Whaler zone. Gustafson tied up by Quenneville behind the net. At the point, Kevin Hatcher keeps it in. Deneen out to center. Tippett across the line for Ferraro. Hatcher nails into the boards. Kevin Hatcher starts back for Washington. Lead pass for Gustafson. Loses it now in his skates. Brent Peterson. No! Chasing the puck back to the Washington line, but Grant Ledyard starts the play ahead for the Capitals. Here's Ledyard cutting in. Tries a wrist shot. It's blocked by Cote. And Sylvain Cote over to Brent Peterson. Back to Cote. In across the line. And Hartford is offside at the Washington blue line.
For a thoughtful and practical gift idea, pick up a Giant Food gift certificate. They're a wonderful way to let your recipient get exactly what they want at any Giant Food store. Giant gift certificates, a gift that's always in good taste.
Well, scratched from the Capitals lineup tonight is Peter Sundstrom. Mike Miller has been sent to Baltimore, where he performed in the last 2 games for the Baltimore Skipjacks.
Look at the crunching blow that Kevin Hatcher delivers on Ray Ferraro. Had him lined up perfectly. And you see what Hatcher did. He wiped him out, but still was in good position to pick up the puck and start back up ice.
Sidorkiewicz clears it up the sideboards, and at the blue line, Sheehy keeps it in play. Now back to Hunter. Brent Peterson slaps it out to center ice. Former Capital Dean Evison chasing it back into the Washington zone. Randy Ladouceur out at center. Now for Peterson, overskates it. Courtnall springs Hunter free. His shot blocked by Sidorkiewicz. And the Whalers come back on the attack. Another former Capital, Ed Kastelik, out there on right wing. Over to Peterson. Now Sheehy starts back. Up to Courtnall. Courtnall's shot goes wide. Leach overskates it. And the puck taken back by Dean Evison. Inside the line for Jody Hall, spun around, and Scott Stevens takes it back now for the Capitals. Long lead pass to center ice. Stephen Leach across the line to Lou Franciscetti, right in front, off the skate of Sidorkiewicz. It goes wide. And now here comes Hull to start back for Hartford. Led ahead to center ice. McDermott hit hard, and he's hurt. Gets back up in a piece of the protection. forms, the edge of the glass there was knocked down, and McDermott apparently is all right. Gets back up. He appeared stunned for a moment. Now Francischetti throws ahead. Here's Scott Stevens behind his own net to Bobby Gould. Gould throws it from center and sends it all the way down the ice back in the Whalers zone. This will be icing as it's touched by Grant Jennings, and play is called. I think it was a cameraman that just about got deep six down there, losing the camera off his shoulder.
Our home team sports cameraman Joe got nailed down there. Larry Plow has worked a couple of times as coach of the Hartford Whalers, has been in the Whaler organization 16 years and now has full control behind the bench. Moments before that, Bobby Gould getting turned around as the puck first hit him and then the Whaler defenseman. Sidorkiewicz keeps that little deflection out. One more chance before the puck squirts free and the Whalers get out of the zone.
Got several former Whalers in the Washington lineup. We've talked about Sheehy, who is in this game, and of course Miller just sent back to Baltimore. Here's Quenneville out to center. Francis puts it behind the net. Langway clears it up the boards now for Gustafson. Rod Langway, the Capitals captain, sends it out to center ice. Now Quenneville. Hatcher directs it across the line, once again back into Whaler territory, and Kleinendorst up the boards. Gartner keeps it in, a shot, and a goal! Frank Gustafson! And Washington leads 1-0.
I tell you, Mike Gartner may be struggling to get the puck in the net, but he certainly makes a brilliant play to get the puck to Bengt Gustafson, who does the rest. Gartner, anticipating the clear, makes his move over to the boards and just picks off that clearing pass and finds Gustafson all alone with a very quick, snappy pass. But watch how the Whalers just try and clear this thing up the boards. Mike Gartner knows what's going on, and he anticipates perfectly and gets right to the spot where that puck is going to be. Wastes no time getting it down the slot to where Gustafson finishes the play off and puts the Caps on top, 1-0.
8:56 of the first period, the time of the goal. Gartner gets the assist on Gustafson's 5th of the year. More pressure on Sidorkiewicz now inside the Whalers zone, but he covers up and hangs on to stop play. Let's check in downstairs with Jeff Rimmer.
Thanks, Mike, and we'll quickly check our home team sports out-of-town scoreboard. The Red Wings at home are up by 1 as they host the Boston Bruins tonight. Later on, Toronto, Winnipeg. The Bullets now trailing the Celtics by 9 at the Garden in Boston. Don't forget that tomorrow night, those same two teams right back here at the Capitol Center. If you can't join us in person, we'll have it for you on Home Team Sports. Our next HCS hockey telecast next Wednesday night. The night before Thanksgiving, the New York Islanders will be in town. Let's go back upstairs now to Mike and Al.
Thank you, Jeff. The face-off will be in front and to the right of Peter Sidorkiewicz. Washington leads 1-0 on the goal by Bengt Gustafson. Stevens with the draw. Back to Murphy. A slap shot. Deflected. Ridley reaches for it. And now it's cleared out of the zone and sent all the way back inside Washington territory. Here goes Dineen to the corner. He's bumped by Stevens. Picked up now by Larry Murphy. He finds Kelly Miller on the left wing side. Miller gets across the blue line. Tries to bring it right in front, and Ridley winds up with a baseball bat swing and chips at the puck and ends up sending it toward the Whaler net, but it was a bouncing puck and he couldn't really get much of a shot underway. Now Hartford is offside as they cross into the Washington zone.
It's been proven time and time again how much better Brian Murray's club plays when it has a lead. But tonight, when you've got a team in Hartford that is really having trouble scoring goals over the past couple of seasons, and they started out pretty strong this year in their goal-scoring department, but right now have only scored 12 goals in the last 5 games. So Brian Murray knows to jump on top of this Hartford team. They do not have a lot of raw firepower, making it difficult for them to come back, and if they have to open up out of their defensive style of play, they really leave themselves vulnerable to those odd man breaks.
Here's Hatcher in the corner. off the glass and outside the line. And now play has been called. 9:55 to go here in the first period. The face-off will be just inside the Washington blue line.
There's Stephen Leach's older brother, Jay. Joined Larry Flo in the Whalers last year after helping out Sean Walsh at the University of Maine for a few seasons. Before that, Merrimack College.
Here comes Hunter out to center ice. Shoves it across the line. Kerry Wilson's stick gets tangled up in Courtnall's skates. Courtnall goes flying. No penalties called, and the puck cleared out to center ice. John Druce gives to Courtnall. He's got Hunter in front, but his shot goes right into the skates, into the pads, I should say, of Sylvan Cote, and the puck cleared all the way back to the Washington blue line. Here comes Kerry Wilson back into the Washington zone. Hatcher steals the puck, clears it up the boards. It hops past Courtnall. Hatcher again back to chase it. Hunter across the line. Taken out by Cote. Leach is back on for the Capitals. He keeps the puck inside the Whaler zone. Courtnall in the corner. Back to Leach. Leach behind the net, pinned against the backboards by Ladouceur. And out comes Ed Kastelik to center. Tries to get past Neil Sheehy. Those two collide against the sideboards. And the puck cleared beyond Leach and sent all the way down the ice. This will be icing if the Whalers' Kleinendorf gets there first, and he does. Stopping play with 8:28 to go in the first period.
You had touted the Capitals video, got a chance to see it for the first time this afternoon.
Outstanding.
Some hysterical performances, and the music, a couple of original songs were excellent as well. Let's take a little look at the Capitals video, the song Double Trouble.
What are we gonna do? Double trouble, that's what we got. Capitals red, white, and blue. The Capitals red, white, and blue.
You can pick up Double Trouble, the other song, and the Caps highlight film all in one cassette for $21.95 plus $2.50 postage and handling. Just send it to Cap Souvenirs, Capitol Center, Landover, Maryland, 20785. And I tell you, there is more contact in that horn section than you see in most hockey games.
Well, they're talking about sticks being swung this year. They obviously haven't seen the way those trombones are thrown around. Langway clears it out to center ice, and Kleinendorf is bumped by Francis Sketty. That springs Gustafson to Gould. The shot goes wide. Francis Sketty puts it behind the net, and now here's Quenneville to pick it up for Hartford. Bob Gould out to Sheehy, knocked down by Dean Evison. He goes right wing side. Ed Kastelik shoots, and Malarchuk makes the shoulder save. Back in the corner is Brent Peterson. Here comes Sheehy starting to center. Flips it across the line, back inside the Whalers zone. Sidorkiewicz to the corner. Kleinendorf bumped by Leach. The puck comes to Brent Peterson. Here's Peterson to the center line. Shoots it back inside the Washington zone. Ivan Corvo on the left wing. Bounces it off the skate of Ron Francis into the Capitals end. And now it's cleared to center. Samuelson to Jennings. Drives it back into the Washington zone. Sheehy behind the net. Loses the puck. Ron Francis challenging at the side of the goal, but Malarchuk gets his goal stick on it. And now Corvo tripped, but gets it ahead for Gustafson. All the way back to the Whaler line. Grant Jennings up for Turgeon. Into the Washington zone for newcomer Scott Young. In front, here's Turgeon, a shot. Gartner blocks it. Over to the corner. Samuelson to Francis. Right in front for Turgeon. He couldn't get a stick on it. Now Murphy ahead to center ice. And Turgeon takes over again for the Whalers. 1-0 Washington. 6:40 to play in the first period. And the Whalers are offside on the play. There's a break in the action with the score. The Capitals 1 and the Whalers 0.
All-Star Chrysler Plymouth Dodge Jeep Eagle discounts every Jeep Eagle every day. All-Star's a country dealer with low overhead where just about everybody's credit is good. At All-Star, you need just $99 down on an '89 Jeep Cherokee and pay just $247 a month. An '89 Jeep Wrangler is just $194 a month. All-Star Chrysler Plymouth Dodge Jeep Eagle in Prince Frederick, where if we can't save you money, we'll give you a tank full of gas for trying.
Face-off just outside of Capitals ice. 6:42 left to go in this first period. 1-0 Caps. They've outshot the Whalers 10-6 to this point.
Here's Cote retreating back into his own zone. Led by Dineen all the way down. Malarchuk forced to play it. No icing. And now Scott Stevens starts out to Dave Christian. Christian gets across the blue line. Hook check. The puck comes out to Dineen at center. He's got Tippett with him. Dineen to the blue line. Gives it over to Tippett. Now picked up by Ladouceur. He fires on goal, and Malarchuk is there to make the stop. Clint Malarchuk has started the last 10 games and appeared in the last 12 for the Capitals. He had 24 saves against Minnesota on Tuesday's 4-2 win over the North Stars.
And plays very well against this Hartford Whaler team. 8-1-2 lifetime against the Whale.
Malarchuk had all 3 games against Hartford last year. 2 of those were victories. In all, he's appeared in 13 contests against Hartford, while with Washington and with Quebec. A 3.16 goals against average. In fact, one of those games, his opponent was Peter Sidorkiewicz. But up until this year, that had been Sidorkiewicz's lone NHL appearance. Here's Hatcher out to center. Puts it across the line. Quenneville goes back to the corner and leads it out to Kerry Wilson. Wilson, the former Calgary Flame, charges ahead to McDermott. He's at the blue line. Back to Wilson, played again to center ice. Now Quenneville to Wilson. Kerry Wilson to the blue line for McDermott. That's sent back to center ice. The Whalers dump it in. Mike Gartner ahead to Kevin Hatcher. Gets across the line. Hauled down on the play. There's going to be a penalty call here coming against Hartford. 2 minutes for holding coming at 14:39 of the first period, and Joel Quenneville heads to the penalty box. There's a break in the action with a score. The Capitals 1, the Whalers nothing.
At TWA, we've been noticing a new breed of frequent flyer, a most demanding customer with special needs, with unique dietary concerns, who expects close personal attention. That's why we started the child care program, so that a child flying alone can be escorted airport to airport, grown up to grown up, because we know how important his next meeting is. Today's TWA. Find out how good we really are.
Another example of the great maturity of Kevin Hatcher. He sees Mike Gartner has to come back for the puck, but he also recognizes the Whalers are in a line change. So instead of just hanging back there, he takes off, and he becomes the man that the Whalers have to focus on. Look at the great deke he puts on Quenneville, who has to tackle Kevin Hatcher to the ice.
Holding the penalty at 14:39. Washington on the power play for the second time in this game. Here's Hunter in the corner. Back to Courtnall. Murphy and Stevens are on the blue line. Courtnall into the corner for Hunter. Hunter at the side of the net. Christian tries a shot. It's blocked by Sidorkiewicz. Now thrown rink wide, and Tippett blocks it. The puck cleared all the way down.
David Christian trying to set up Jeff Courtnall, and you can see the Whalers have certainly scouted the Capitals lately. When Courtnall had the puck, Hulk Samuelson was almost right on his face, as opposed to the other night when Minnesota gave Courtnall time to shoot.
Here's Murphy cutting in to Courtnall. A slap shot and a save made by Sidorkiewicz. The puck cleared back to the corner. Here's Courtnall over to Hunter. Hunter to Courtnall at the face-off circle. His drive blocked. Again sent to Hunter. Now to Courtnall to the left side. Stevens right in front. That's knocked away, and the puck cleared again to the point for Murphy. To Hunter, to Stevens walking in, a shot up high and a save. Rebound is right in front. Ladouceur makes the kick stop, clearing it to the corner for Cote. And out of the zone, the Whalers are able to send it the length of the ice. Magnificent pressure by the Washington power play on that Hartford goaltender, Peter Sidorkiewicz. 25 seconds to go in the Quenneville penalty. Now here comes Ridley, right side for Gustafson. Into the corner for Ridley. He's bumped. The puck cleared over to the other boards, and now back to Scott Stevens. In the corner for Gustafson. To Mike Gartner. Gartner tries to thread it right across the goal mouth and hops past the stick of Ridley. And again, the Whalers clear to center. Penalty's over. Quenneville ready to jump out of the box, and now Hartford is at full strength once again. Capitals lead 1-0 on the goal by Bengt Gustafson earlier in this first period. Quenneville sends it all the way down the ice. This will be icing as it's picked up by Grant Ledyard. And play is called with 3 minutes and 4 seconds to go in period number 1.
Well, the first half of that Capitals power play, you could understand why this team has moved up to 4th in the power play rankings of the National Hockey League. Excellent passing work has been the key. They consistently are finding the open man. It starts by Courtnall going cross ice, working it down. Great shot, tried to be threaded through in front to Dale Hunter, and he just barely misses connection. But that was the open man, and the Capitals almost connected with it. That has, I think, really been the difference right now.
Face off in front and to the left of Sidorkiewicz. The draw comes back into the corner for Ladouceur. On the right wing, Dineen out to center, feeds it left side for Tippett. Ferraro in to help him out, but now Bob Gould takes over for the Caps. He gives to Hatcher. Up to Leach on the right wing. Steve Leach drives it all the way down. Francis Steady behind the net. A shot and a goal. A beautiful bit of skating, a beautiful bit of stick handling, and a wonderful wraparound by Lou Francischetti. And the Capitals lead 2-0.
I tell you, all the times we've seen Lou Francischetti, we understand the skating, but boy, we have not seen the offensive production from this man. A great deke. Those Jets, though, are unbelievable. They have not left Lou Francischetti. What I think he has acquired is this confidence to do things with the puck. There he beats the defense into it. The dump-in play. Cote, who's a pretty good skater, cannot stay up with Francischetti, but now he feels he can do things with the puck. He doesn't have to try and set people up. He can score goals on his own, and he makes a brilliant play to put the Caps up by 2.
Leach and Stevens assisting on Francischetti's third of the season at 17-24. And the Capitals in front by a pair. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the first period. The puck cleared out to center ice. Turgeon and Francis in on Gustafson. Now Quenneville throws it all the way down, and Langway's back to get it. Turgeon tries to sweep behind the net. Langway stops his progress, and now here's Gustafson with the puck. Outside the zone. Turgeon weaves his way to the blue line, being hooked by Gustafson, throws it into the corner. And now Langway back to get it. Turgeon bumps, Gartner throws it rink wide, and here's Langway back to Mike Gartner to the blue line of Hartford. Takes his time as the Capitals have a line change underway, and Gartner back to his own line, now ahead to Ledyard. In across the blue line of the Hartford zone. Throws it into the corner. Mike Ridley's there after it. And a hand pass will halt the action here with 1:03 to go in the first period.
There's another look at Grant Jennings, who is getting a regular shift now for the Hartford Whalers and doing very well. And talk about a guy who has come on as the season has advanced. Grant Ledyard has been very, very strong. Right now, leading all Capitals defensemen in the plus-minus department with a +5. After a very slow start to the season, Ledyard now getting more ice time and getting involved in more offensive situations, getting some power play time as well. And overall, the additional ice time has got to help his confidence.
Draw cleared outside the zone. We've got 1 minute remaining in the period. The Caps dump it in. Here's Cote to the corner. Out to center ice. Set across the line back into the Washington zone, and Ledyard steers it up the boards for Scott Stevens. He moves it to Mike Ridley. Ridley to Ledyard, gets across the line. And the puck bounced back to center. Stevens again goes back to get it. Over to Grant Ledyard. Inside the Whalers zone. Kelly Miller pinned by Ladouceur as the Whalers start the attack. At center ice, Evanson's long drive caught by Malarchuk. Stevens back with it, over to Hatcher. 10 seconds to go in the period. Hatcher dumps it in. Tippett works it up the boards to Dineen. He pops it out to center ice as time runs out. The Capitals outshoot the Hartford Whalers during the first period 13-9 and outscore them 2-0 on goals by Bengt Gustafsson and Lou Francischetti. More hockey coverage coming your way as we bring it to you all season long right here on the Home Team Sports Television Network.